Let's solve homework exercise number 1 from section 6.3, or I guess actually just kind of set up the equations or whatever, or the expression to represent the number of minutes watching TV. All right, anyway, let's read the problem. According to a survey by Family Foundation, the number of minutes per day that teens spend watching TV exceeds greater than the number of minutes listening to music by 126. If X represents the minutes each day listening to music, so X is the number of minutes listening to music, what would be the number of minutes spent watching TV? Well, TV, okay, now again, what is it compared to music? It exceeds music by 126, so it's whatever music is, the number of minutes of music, which we don't know is X. Exceeds means add more, right? Add on 126. So the number of, so the representation for, or the expression to represent the number of minutes of TV would be music, which is X, plus 126. So again, in this one, we don't have to solve it. All we need to do is actually choose the expression that is correct. So from what we just did, we saw it must be X plus 126. Homework exercise number 2. In 2000, 34% of adults viewed a college education as essential for success. For the period of 2000 through 2010, the percentage increased by approximately 2.2% each year. The percentage of adults who viewed college education as successful for success X years after 2000 can be represented by what? Well, okay, we're starting out at 34%, right? That's in the year 2000. 34%. What's going on is the percentage is increasing by 2.2. So it would be plus 2.2 times 1 after 1 year, for 1 year. The second year it would be 34. It started out at 34 2 years ago, but then it would be 2.2 times 2 because you have to do it for 2 years after 2000. So X years, the variable, the number of years is the variable. So what are we going to do? We're going to start out with 34. We're going to go ahead and take 2.2 times the number of years. This time we don't know, so it's X. So that would be our expression that would be represent the percentage of adults. Start at 34 in the year 2000, and you're adding on 2.2 for every year, or times the number of years. Okay, so the expression we had was 34 plus 2.2 times X, which is that one right there. Homework exercise number 3. I can rent a car for $113, $113 per week plus 13 cents for each mile. If I drive X miles in a week, the cost of the rental car can be represented by what? Well, if we drive no miles at all, the cost for the week is $113. We've got to pay that. So we'll assume, yeah, if we drive miles in a week, so we're renting it for a week. So it's $113, and then 13 cents for each mile, right? So if we drove 1 mile, it would be 13 times 1. We'd add on. 2 miles would be 13 cents times 2. 3 miles, 13 cents times 3. Well, X miles, it would be what? 13 times the number of miles. Now this is added on to 113, right? This is addition, so it's 113 plus 0.13 times X, where X represents the number of miles. Okay, so that would be our expression, 113 plus 0.13 times X. 113 plus 0.13 times X, that choice right there. Homework exercise number 4. I purchased a computer after a 25% price reduction. If X represents the computer's original price, the reduced price can be represented by what expression? Okay, X is the original price. A 29% price reduction means you're taking 29% of the original, right? So if it was like $100, it would be 0.29 times 100, which would be 29. So you need to take 0.29 times X, the original cost, right? Okay, that's your reduction. It's 29% of whatever originally. Now, what is the reduced price? So that's the amount of the reduction. So the reduced price is what? You take the original, you subtract, right, by the reduction, which is 0.29 times X. So the original cost, take away the reduction, which is 29% of the original, so it's 0.29 times X, and that would represent the reduced price. Homework exercise number 5. When 6 times a number is decreased by 4, the result is 50. What is the number? Okay, so let's get it into an equation now. Don't use trial and error. Write an equation and we'll solve it. 6 times a number. So 6 times n or whatever, x, whatever variable you want, whatever letter. And then it's decreased by 4. So decrease means you're subtracting 4 from it. You're multiplying by 6, subtracting 4. The result means then it's equals, right? Or is the result. Tells you to put your equal sign. The result equals 50. And there's our equation. 6 times the number, 6 times n, decreased by 4, subtract 4. The result, so it equals 50. All right, that's the hard part, solving it. We add 4 to both sides. 6n equals the minus 4 plus 4 gives us 0, so it cancels out. So what remains is 6n equals 54. Divide both sides by 6. 6 divided by 6 gets 1n. n equals 54 divided by 6, which we know is 9. Okay, you can use your calculator if you want to do the arithmetic. Okay, 5-step strategy. Basically, the hard part is finding the equation. So again, what you're going to do is read the problem, say what the variable represents, what we're missing, and then try and get the equation. That's the key to solving the problem. Okay, what does it say here? When 30% of a number is added to the number. So we'll let x be the number we're trying to find. When 30% of a number, so 0.30 times x. Don't forget, it's not just 0.3, you need 30% of the number, so times x, is added to the original number x, the result equals 169. So you take 0.30x, 30% of the number, added means addition to the original number, which is just x, and you get 169. Okay, now notice to solve this, this is really 1x, right? So 0.3x plus 1x, you're adding the coefficients. 0.3 and 1 is just 1.3 times x, right? Again, you don't have to add the 0, equals 169. Divide both sides by 1.3. So the 1.3's divided by 1.3 is 1. So then x will be 169 divided by 1.3. We'll do that last step on our calculator. 169 divided by 1.3, and we get 130. One number exceeds another by 9, the sum of the numbers is 81. So, x is the first number. The second number exceeds the other by 9. Exceeds means it's more than, right? So if this is x, this one must be 9 more than the first, so it's x plus 9. Again, just not adding 9, but it's the first one plus 9. So the second number is x plus 9. The sum means when you add them together is 81. So the first number is x. The second number itself is x plus 9. Don't forget to have another x there, right? Equals is 81. All right, so we solve it. 1x plus 1x is 2x plus 9 equals 81. Subtract 9 to get rid of the 9s. So we get 2x is equal to 81 minus 9 is 72. Divide by 2 so that we get x is equal to 72 divided by 2 is 36. So very nicely, the first number, x, is 36, right? The second number is 36 plus 9, which is 45. So the two numbers are 36 and 45. Use a comma to separate the answers. So we'll put them in separated by a comma. It doesn't matter which one we put first. 36, comma, 45, and we got it correct. We will stop this session here. Send me an email or call me at 239-938-7805 if you have any questions.